Good evening, welcome to the University of Worcester Arena for this round 14 BBL Championship game between the hometown Worcester Wolves and the visiting Sheffield Sharks. Both these teams come into tonight's game having struck a vein of form and posting W's in their last game. Sheffield make the road trip down here to Worcester, fourth in the league with a 10-7 record, and they are one spot below the London Lions, who defeated pretty comprehensively last week. Both Lions and Sharks on 20 points, but crucially, the Tiber Lions team have 3 games in hand over the Lions, so it's getting very tight at the top of the BBL, and the Sharks can't afford to drop points here tonight. Worcester Wolves' fortunes, on the other hand, had a very strong uptick Sunday afternoon when they managed to hand only the second defeat of the season to top of the table Leicester Riders, and they delivered in dramatic fashion in the dying seconds of overtime. Matt Newby will be in confident mood, and despite the departure through injury of KJ Lawson earlier in the week, Wolves have firmed up their front court rotation with the addition of 6'8" forward Elijah Burns, a New Yorker, a former NCAA D1 player with Siena Saints, where he was averaging 14.3 points per game from 29 starts. We'll see what he can do here tonight. He's suited up and warming up. Matt Newby will be pushing his team hard to maintain their momentum and grab 2 points on offer tonight to continue their climb up the table and secure that playoff berth come the season's end. So can Worcester deliver a second successive W on their home floor, or will the Sharks be circling to snatch 2 more valuable BBL Championship regular season points? Well, to help us make sense of all of this, I'm joined once again by the man who these days is largely held together with pot rivets and gaffer tape, and who after a recent examination by his doctor discovered his body composition is actually 80% gin and tonic. It is, of course, the magnificently reassembled and expertly resprayed Mr. Chris Lowe.
Good evening.
Hello, Chris.
How are you?
You might want to lift your microphone up.
Yeah, that might work.
The right side of your head.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's talk this one up, Chris. Quite a lot going on for Wolves. Great win for them on Sunday.
I missed all the fun.
And you missed all the fun, absolutely. Great win for them on Sunday. KJ Lawson out, Elijah Burns coming in.
Yeah, well, a different look, isn't it? We'll see what he brings. Obviously, he will be working on with the rest of the teams is the rotations, the plays, the set offenses, and just getting used to his teammates. So it's keep it simple to start off with. And then grow into. I think Wolves made the switch quickly and decisively.
Okay, so players take it to the floor wearing the 0 shirt for the Sheffield Sharks. Nick Lewis, number 1 shirt. Oscar Baldwin, Nate Montgomery, number 4. Gorde Campbell, number 5. Kipper Nichols, number 7. Jordan Ratinho wearing the number 9 shirt. 11, Callum Jones. Callum, who, of course, joined Sheffield from Manchester this season. 15, the veteran of the league, Mike Tuck. Anton Lillard, 22. 25, Bennett Cock. 30, Rob Marsden. And 42, Jeremy Helmsley, led, of course, by Tiber Lions and his assistant coach. Or assistant coaches, I should say, Nick Montgomery, Owen Norfolk, and Marco Bakovic. And the Worcester Wolves now take to their home floor. Nick Lamar Kimball with the 0 shirt. Lamar Kimball, who had an immense game at last time out against Leicester. Mike Parks Jr., Boogie Parks, double-double for him last time out. The captain, sponsored by Bar 23 here in Worcester, Martin Boutneck. Jordan Williams at number 6. Brandon Anderson, number 7. Again, put on an immense performance against Leicester. Mika Elan, the Deadeye from downtown. It's the new man, Elijah Burns, the New Yorker. And number 12, Nathan Ramsdale-Owen. Sean Parran-Rackley at 18. 20, Daniel Johnson-Thompson. Tola Akiki returns to the lineup tonight. And number 25, last but by no means least, Matt Williamson. And, of course, head coach Matt Newby directing the traffic from the sideline. Sorry, Chris, we were talking about the changing complexion. You know, for Worcester, Sheffield, it's a team peppered with veterans, isn't it?
Well, that's it. And whether they go down to a half-court set and slow the game down and use their veteran skills to grind out wins, it looks like that's what they've been doing this season, and they're up at the top with London. But as you said, with those games in hand, so these these games are important to pick up. There's two ways looking at it. You've got sitting behind somebody with games in hand, or the team that has already done the job. Which one would you rather be? And it's sort of which way do you want to be, the chaser or the chased? If you're the chased, then it's job done already, and they've got to prove themselves. So for Worcester, I think Worcester's in a good place. You know, getting that swap of players has helped them out, which will help the rotation. I know Matt was. We were with injuries coming. It couldn't have happened at a worse time.
Yeah.
You know, there was people out, and Matt was sort of at one point was almost like fearing the weekend against Leicester, but Wolves could have come out with that with 2 wins.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I saw the end of the Friday game. Make your free throws, and you've won that, almost like won that game. At least taking it to overtime. So. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that now with those 2 performances coming off the weekend, it's how high do you want to go, Wolves? How high do you've proved yourself against the team that is sat at the top of the league, sort of thing. As you said, how many wins is it? Is it 3 losses now?
Yes, that's right.
3 losses. If you can compete there, and you can say that one game is like the FA Cup, isn't it? David and Goliath, anyone can win it. But when you go and do that twice and take the team to overtime and beat them in overtime, I mean, realistically, Friday night should have been overtime, or a win. You know, Leicester played a great set, didn't they, at the end for the set up the 3-point shot, which finally won it. Yeah. But you got to put yourself in those positions, and for me is that. I think Wolves, if they keep their tempo right, as they want to play with the players that they've got, can compete with every team in the league and beat every team in the league.
Yeah, I think one of the things for me in that game was, down the stretch, there was moments where they faded away, down the stretch, and I think from when they were 12 points ahead, and Connor Washington did some immense work to get Leicester back into that. I think Worcester only scored a couple of free throws in that whole period. And coughed up that lead. Yeah,
that's that. But guess what? 2 days later, they didn't. They learned.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Sunday.
Yeah.
If you look at regulation time on Sunday. So there was only 2.
But on Friday, they went down and they lost a game which they could have won, and they kicked themselves. And instead of sort of letting Leicester come 2 days later, and in theory because of the form or because of where the positions, do a job on Worcester, and Rob sort of say, well, you guys, come on, we shouldn't have let them get anywhere near us.
Yeah.
Worcester's shown up again, and this time did the job which probably they thought, if 12 points up, thought they should have done.
Yeah.
And fair play to their mindset is that they went, that wasn't good enough. We should have won that.
And one of the things to watch tonight with the bench points, 32 average so far in the season from Sheffield. That's a big number off the bench.
Well, exactly. So it's a case of whenever anyone comes in, you got to give them the respect that those 32 points demand.
Yeah.
And for Wolves' own bench players, they've got to do exactly the same thing. Is that you've got to match up. When you come off the bench, you're a 6th man, but you're a 6th man who has to contribute and has to contribute from the get-go. You can't sort of say, "Oh, give me a couple of minutes to get into the game." It's I'm going to come off the bench and I am going to be straight into it, focused. I think the thing is that from a coaching point of view, sometimes when you're coaching a team and you stood on the sideline, if you look down the bench, you can see the different players. Some players don't even bother looking at the game.
Yeah.
And some players are just absolutely focused on what's going on the court because they need to be like that. So therefore, when they get into the game, they know the pace, they know what's happening, and going under screens and over screens, and who's helping who's not doing what. So from that point of view, every player from Wolves tonight has got to be ready, switched on and focused, even if they're on or off the court.
Well, starters tonight: Lamar Kimball, Mike Parks Jr., Martin Boutneck, Jordan Williams and Mika Elam. Starting for the Worcester Wolves, Brandon Anderson, Elijah Burns, Nathan Ramsdale, Owen, Sean Parran-Rackley, Johnson Thompson, Tolo Akiki and Williamson coming off the bench. It'll be Nichols, Ratinho, Mike Tuck, Lillard and Helmsley starting tonight for the Sheffield Sharks. Nick Lewis, Baldwin, Montgomery, Campbell, Callum Jones, Cock and Marsden will be coming off the bench tonight for Sheffield. That is quite a bench, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've already said it, but
yeah, exactly.
When you read it out, it's...
You look at it and you think, oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an Arsenal for you. So, teams taken to the floor, and they will take the knee, which will signal a minute to tip off. And veteran Mike Tuck is starting tonight for Sheffield. So it will be Mike Tuck and Mike Parks to jump it up for us tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how Elijah Burns fits in at, well, almost out of bounds off the tip, but saved by Lamar Kimball. Worcester characteristically starting early in the last few games. They've kind of come out and hit first, haven't they?
Yeah.
So Jordan Williams, Kimball at the top, looking to get things going. Long range two, doesn't go. Foul called straight away. So that's on Lillard, yeah, first foul of the game. So, end line ball, 14 on the shot clock on the inbounds. Williams, Marks Jr., Kimball, Boutneck tries hard inside, just avoided the travel there. So simple stuff.
Yeah, he released it and landed and then regained the ball, so therefore it wasn't a trouble.
Tuck, Hemsley, Sheffield get on a fence going in the game. Nichols tries hard inside, gets it to go. Sheffield looking in, they're looking in good shape at the top of the league. As we said, they've got some games in hand over the Lions, taking that win, of course, over the Lions on Sunday. So a great vein of form, as we said, for them coming into this game. Mike Parks once again makes a nuisance of himself, and Jordan Williams is going to be whistled for that one.
Obviously, referees are setting out their stall. Could be a long evening.
Yeah, I think on Sunday we'd already reached the end of the first quarter by this stage.
The old saying, no blood, no foul.
Yeah, indeed. So both of these teams having had the same amount of rest and two physical games, of course. Sunday afternoon, Nichols over the top of Mike Parks Jr. Start ticking that side of the scoreboard over. Elan, Californian Martin Boutneck, captain, of course, here at Worcester. This time Kimball drives hard to the baseline. Mike Parks Jr. holds onto it. And Hemsley. Nichols, the screen, Ratinho now. Ratinho switches on the afterburners. Drives down the lane and like he tweaked an ankle on the way in there, didn't he? But well, he's on the line. So it's 4 apiece, 7:38 to play in the first quarter. Ratinho strings the first of those two. And he's all string with the second. Jordan Ratinho Boutnecht. So here come Wolves again. Williams picking up that early foul. He goes hard to the hole, Williams, and he draws the foul. Great work from him. So Jordan Williams on the line. So Williams shot well from the line so far this season. Commentators curse. That one did not go. No great pace to this game yet. Everything moving pretty slowly. And so sideline ball.
Okay. Don't understand why it's called.
Nichols once again. Nichols lost that spot. Kicks it out to Hemsley. Hemsley jacks up the three. Hemsley hits the triple. First one of the game. Did not touch the sides. 6:51 to play, and that gives the Sharks a 9-point lead. Martin Boutnecht in reply at the other end. Doesn't go. Mike Tuck picks up the long ball. Lillard. Mike Tuck. He drives hard inside. Puts it up. No good. Mike Tuck. Oh, the real veterans of this league. Lamar Kimball just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah. Good hands from Sheffield.
So subs for both teams now. Mike Tuck checks out. Mika Reland takes a breather, and Brandon Anderson checks into the game. And well, it was only going to go one way, wasn't it?
Yep.
So 5-point game. Brandon Anderson to Kimball. Kimball now. Anderson looking for a way through. Brandon Anderson just dumps it in to Jordan Williams. He finds 2 points. Hemsley goes to Nichols. Nichols. Koch at the top. Coutinho. Koch now. Is he going to go to work with Mike Parks Jr.? He's going to try and find a way around Parks. Parks is going to be called for the foul. And that will send Koch to the line. So 3-team fouls now for Wolves, and Elijah Burns will check in now for Worcester. Makes his debut in the BBL. The referee has other ideas. So Elijah Burns almost makes his debut in the BBL. So Bennett Koch doesn't make the first of those two. And this game not really getting going yet, Chris.
No.
Well,
But both teams are sort of feeling each other out. I was looking at it at one point, it was almost like copycat. Whatever one team was doing, it was the other team was doing exactly the same. Go inside,
yeah.
3-point shot, free throws.
Anderson, now he goes in. Williams dumps it off to Anderson, who puts up the high floater to get Wolves back within 1. Hemsley now for Sheffield. Since the game needs something just to give it a spark of life, and maybe the new man coming in might just do that. Coutinho. Now he goes into Koch. Koch just dancing around in the block, puts it up. Beautiful touch off the window from Bennett Koch. 4:43 to play. Mark Kimball. Williams, he hands off to Boutnecht. Mr. Williams in the corner. Head fake, drives hard to the bucket, lays it in.
There's absolutely no help coming from Sheffield on the weak side.
Hemsley, stop and pop two, no good. Mike Parks Jr. is there to collect it off the ironwork. Anderson. No good. Again, great work from Mike Parks. Doing what he does, Mike Parks. We've said it time and time again. No need to showboat, just gets on with his work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Parks Jr. 6 points for him so far in the game. Nichols. He's at the top. He opts to go for the three. Nichols hits another one for Sheffield. Sheffield starting to find their stroke from downtown. Williams. Boutneck, stop and go. Ah, it was a great pass inside. Unfortunately, Anderson just couldn't finish it. It was a good move from Boutneck. Latinho now for three. No good. Parks collects it. Boutneck. Again, he goes to Williams. This time it's Anderson who's dancing around the perimeter. Ahead of Mike Parks. Kimball shakes and bakes. He goes the long way around off the glass. Lamar Kimball to tie it up at 16 apiece. Nichols once again puts up the triple short with that one. And Parks is there again. Brandon Anderson, 16 apiece. Wolves in transition now. Cross court, Martin Boutneck drives hard to the bucket, finds two, and he's going to the line to add the bonus.
Great work from Wolves. Great work. I think from the Wolves' point of view is that Parks Jr. just spent another minute and a half, and if he was being brought out because he was looking tired, then he still got the energy to get up and down and picking up the rebounds. He's looking after the boards. From a Sheffield point of view, if I was their coach, I'd be saying, well, what we're doing, guys, is that there's no help. If you're taking responsibility and it's like we're not playing any help, then fellas, you're going to have to start looking after your own players and stop them getting to the basket so easily.
Well, Lillard and Nichols taking a breather. Rob Marston checked in now. And Lewis for Sheffield. Nick Lewis, Koch puts it up. Great footwork, creates the space. 1:50 to play. Wolves lead by one. Elijah Burns now in his BBL debut gets his first touch of the game. Jordan Williams mid-range two. No good. Brandon Anderson once again. We saw him do that a lot against Leicester. And he is going to go to the line. Great work. He's got a great vertical leap on him.
Yeah, absolutely. We had that last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
But, yeah, at the moment, is that if from a Wolves point of view, everything's going in the right direction. I know you're saying that the game hasn't got going or anything, but I think Wolves are just executing better. They're the first to the basketball. They're coming up with those 50-50 balls at the moment, and dare I say it, Sheffield look like they're still on the coach.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. So that's stripped away once again. Brandon Anderson will just put it in off the glass. 6 personal for Brandon Anderson in the game so far. It's Nichols leading all scorers with 7. Meantime, Hemsley has got to find a way around Brandon Anderson. He goes to Lewis. Lewis has got Martin Boutneck, I'll get it right one day. Rotinho is fouled on his way in. Martin Boutneck, say it again. So, Ratinho will go to the line. And Worcester making a substitution. Nathan Ramsdale-Owen checks out of the game. And Mika Elan goes back to the bench to take some rest. So meantime,
he's picked up his second, so it's just protecting that.
So Ratinho can't connect with the first of those two. Wolves leading now by 5. Ratinho cuts that down to 4. 2-shot game. Anderson. So Boutneck opens up in front of him, puts it up. Off the window, rearranged. Good work from Martin Boutneck, the captain. That gives Wolves a 6-point lead. Ratinho. Lewis for 3. No good. Well, the ball went loose. 4 players there. Nobody picked it up. Worcester play another get out of jail free card. Martin Boutneck now over the timeline. Boutneck, Williams, Burns. He hands off to Anderson. He's fouled, and Ratinho's saying he's run into my shoulder. But that is Sheffield Sharks in the bonus with 12.1 seconds to play. So it'll be shots for Anderson. And yeah, you're saying, Chris, good solid quarter so far from Worcester.
Yeah. 25 points in the quarter.
So Brandon Anderson, he's on 6 so far in the game. Sinks the first. Shooting 60% from the field so far, Brandon Anderson. And has proved himself to be a versatile guard in this rotation for Coach Matt Newby. Second one rattles around, but it drops. So shot clock turned off, 9 seconds on the game clock. So 4 seconds. Lewis goes to dump it off. Gordon Williams puts up the Hail Mary, very nearly goes, and he knew it. But it's end of the first quarter. It is the Worcester Wolves 27, Sheffield Sharks 19, 8-point lead. That's a great quarter for Worcester.
Good quarter. I think if I was Sheffield, is their game plan to, with the vets, with the bench that they've got, is just keep it relatively close to sort of the fourth quarter and then sort of grind it down and use the experience that they've got to step up the defence, step up the offence, execute and stuff like that. It's almost like that there's for me looking at them, there's no urgency.
Yeah.
It's almost like, well, we're Sheffield, we're in the position we're on at the moment, and therefore we're going to come in here and do what we normally do. From a Wolves point of view, is that from what I can see here is in real terms is in real terms is the performances from the weekend look as if they've taken that and they're sort of playing with no fear.
Yeah.
They're sort of, as I said, they have no fear. They don't need to fear anyone, and they're playing like that. It's a case of
what have we got to lose?
What? Well, not. I don't mean that Wolves are down and they're the underdogs and stuff like that. I think it's more the fact is that the belief within the team is growing and growing, and they're getting more and more used to each other.
Well, it's 27-19 here as the teams take back to the floor. Good, solid, workmanlike quarter from the Worcester Wolves for sure. And we'll see what a team of Lions has drawn up on the board in the huddle in between the quarters. So Callum Jones has checked in. Callum Jones, of course, used to play here at Worcester. Part of that great the Jones dynasty, and umpteen seasons with the Manchester Giants, of course, and now in Sheffield, just a little way up the road. Kimball kicks it alive, but Lewis can't get the 3 to go. Cook He's in a tangle with Ramsdale Owen and he wins the ball. So Brandon Anderson for Worcester now. Kicks it out to Burns. Burns puts up the triple. Burns opens his account from behind the arc in the BBL. Well, start as you mean to go on. Callum Jones. Now Rob Marsden. Lillard is stripped away, and again it's Brandon Anderson. Little step, puts it in, and Callum Jones has been whistled for the foul.
Yeah, it took his leg. I don't think there was any intention, but he just made that contact. Didn't give the referee much option.
So Brandon Anderson, and timeout called at Tiber Lions.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, Wolves have come out as they finished, and looks like Sheffield have done pretty much the same. I think Sheffield's missing a trick with the pick and roll with Marsden. Wolves are the Wolves' big man is protecting the guard, unlike Sheffield at the moment. But the big man, instead of rolling to the basket, is rolling high. Now it's the play that they're calling, I presume. But on that switch over, that's the time where you make that pass, and then if the help from the weak side isn't good enough from Wolves, and you almost want to say, Sheffield, why aren't you even asking the question of whether Wolves' defensive rotation, help rotation, is there? And they're not looking at it. The big man always goes high, which means that the Wolves' big man can help the guard in not letting the pick and roll and the guard being picked go straight to the basket. It's delaying him, and then you recover. But because Sheffield's big man is going high, it means that they're no threats. So good work from Worcester, and apart from, I think, one offensive rebound by Nick Cook, I think Wolves are looking after the defensive boards. They're just all over Sheffield in all departments at the moment.
Well, so far in the game, you said it there, Chris. The offensive boards 5-2 in favour of Wolves, and 7-6 on the defensive boards. So that's 12 plays 8. So Nichols, Elijah Burns looks like a decent matchup.
Well, that's going to be a good. Yeah, I was just about to say that's going to be a good matchup. Burns against Nichols.
Lillard's dancing around the perimeter now. Lillard, shake and bake, cuts his way hard inside, end of the shot clock. Tough shot, but it was a violation. So turnover ball, good defensive stand from the Wolves. Brandon Anderson gets back underway. Nick Lewis. Nichols tipped it out of bounds. So Anderson on the inbounds ball. Burns. Lamar Kimball. Kimball is fouled. So Brandon Anderson, sideline subs now for Worcester. Elijah Burns, we'll go and have a quick chat with the coach, and Mike Parks Jr. checks back in, and that is that little rotational piece of the jigsaw that's been missing for all so far this season.
It's that triangle of those.
Williams just can't finish. Here come the Sharks again. Kick it out to Lewis. Lillard at the top. Hands off again to Lillard. This time he drives hard to the hole. Offensive foul. Again, another good stand for Wolves. They turn the ball over again. So, got a. Apologies if you're picking up the language. It's a bit colourful behind us. We'll try and talk over it if we can. But,
we're not used to having spectators.
we're not used to having spectators. No, that's right. We're grateful of any noise that they can make, actually, just to try and keep it clean. It's a family show, folks. Mark Parks Jr. finds another 2 for Worcester. And, well, it's been a little while since Sheffield found anything in this game. Lewis, this time he drives inside to Cook. Cook floats it home.
And that was the big man diving to the basket.
Yeah, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Coming off that screen a little bit high, and
Hope they didn't hear me.
they may well have done. It's who knows. Ball. And well, it looks like a curling match at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone on the floor. Nichols, little Euro step from him. Can't get it to go. Wolves have got numbers here. Anderson, it goes to the bucket, and well, Lewis is saying it came off his arm, but it is going to be a Wolves ball. So Ramsdale Owen will take a breather, and Martin Boutneck, the captain, checks back in for Worcester. And that is going to be Wolves possession. So another sub. Captain Mike Tuck is back in, and Bennett Cook returns to the bench. So it'll be Brandon Anderson once we finally get underway. For Rezart.
Yeah, time's gone off the clock.
Yeah, having a it's back now, so 19 seconds off the inbounds ball. So Wolves plenty of time to cross something from here. Williams tuck all over him. Williams dumps it off to Anderson, but he can't finish. Just doesn't go. Lillard switches on the afterburners. Lillard drives hard to the hole. That's going to be a Sheffield ball for sure. So Sharks have it on the end line. 6:25 to play in the second quarter. BBL Championship round 15. Hemsley spins at the elbow. Lewis almost couldn't hold on to it. Lewis goes route one. Lewis high off the glass, gets it to drop. So Sharks getting their side of the scoreboard, ticking over once again. 12 points, the lead now for Worcester. Anderson, Kimball at the top. Kimball. Oh, lob inside to Jordan Williams. Bartlett, Parks Jr. drops in low as well. Anderson, Kimball puts up the triple. Kimball right at the end of the shot clock. Williams grabs the rebound, puts it back, and draws the foul.
Yeah, and importantly, who's the foul on? Nichols, second.
So 2 on Nichols, and that is 4 in the quarter for Sharks with 5:46 to go.
Attack mode.
That's a tough place to be at this stage of the game. So Bennett Cook checks back in. Nichols with his 2 fouls is going to take a breather, and yeah, a few issues on that side of the scoreboard starting to develop.
Yeah. And now it's going to be for Wolves is that don't change anything too much, but you can be super aggressive on offense, knowing that you're going to get at worst free throws.
Well, Jordan Williams couldn't connect with the triple, but 14 is the lead. Nick Lewis batted away, so not a backcourt violation. Lewis. Well, he had a look, he went across to Lillard for the triple. Lillard just can't get it to go. Great pass from Martin Boutneck. Goodness me, Lamar Kimball finishes it off the window. What a great move.
Great vision.
Hemsley puts up the floater. Second chance, second time I'm asking. He gets the points. So now Martin Boutneck is directing the traffic. He's calling the play. Boutneck. Kimball. Martin Boutneck drops to the corner. Anderson. Boutneck. This time Boutneck puts up the three. Oh my word! Martin Boutneck is in the house. And he has found his stroke from downtown, and Atiba Lyons has seen enough.
Again, yeah. You think that they start getting a little bit back into it and a little bit of rhythm, and then Wolves just put the dagger in again. It's almost like at the moment, is that from a Wolves point of view, is that there's just too many options for Sheffield to cope with. It's well, we'll stop them inside, we'll do this, we'll do that, and it's just, well, whatever you're going to do, guys, you got to do it better. For me, that there isn't a great team defence going on for Sheffield, and that's what's hurting them more than anything. Yeah. The amount of times that you're just seeing players beat a Sheffield player off the drive, and there's just what I call Spanish defence going on. You know, Hole, and they just go straight past. You know, well, it's not my player. It's not my. You know, it's not my fault. You know, Hole. Yeah. Hole. It's technical.
Hole Moses.
Yeah, but that's it. It is the parting of the waves. There's just no help going on for anything for Sheffield. So from that point of view, is that they've got to step up on their defence, and realistically they've got foul problems.
Yeah, and I also pick out the fact that Nichols and Cook have combined for 13 of those 25 points.
Well, that's it. That's all they've got at the moment. Yeah. So from that point of view, is that that pick and roll isn't working for them?
Well, it didn't work that time, that's for sure.
Yeah, Burns just overcooked it a little bit.
Yeah.
First of the quarter.
Yeah, and that time Marsden did drop low off the pick and roll. So, well, there's 4:33 to go. Sharks on 14 fouls now in the quarter. 17 is the difference. Hemsley is fouled. So, we'll go to the line now to shoot two. That's 2 team fouls in the quarter for Wolves. So, yeah, there's a bit of a tactical, it's a tactical decision, isn't it? How tough you go now with the scoreboard looking like that, as much as anything else. Hemsley strings the first of those 2. So, Sharks chipping away. There's an eternity to go in this ball game, of course. We've got 4:27 to play in the second quarter. And Hemsley is as cool as ice with the second of those 2. So Anderson, he goes to Boutneck. Boutneck. Burns inhales the defence, puts it up. Oh my goodness me. Brandon Anderson is there to get his name back on the scoreboard once again. Anderson leading all scorers now in the game. 11 points for him. "13 make that. Nick Lewis. Lillard. Marsden. Doesn't go. Parks Jr. just keeps his feet and bounds. Brandon Anderson is spinning his way around Nick Lewis. Cook making a nuisance of himself. Lamar Kimball, he goes for the mid-range 2, drops it in the bucket, and Worcester really at the races right now. Sheffield in parts, trading pound for pound, but it's Wolves in control of this game. Elijah Burns steps away from the foul. With that lead, it's a smart thing to do. Just keep that side of the scoreboard clean.
Yeah, he split the defence real nice there.
Anderson. Burns inside to Mike Parks Jr. What a pass. Threads the needle through the defence. Elijah Burns making every ounce of that NCAA D1 experience count on his debut. Hemsley for 3! Nails it from the car park. Deep triple from Hemsley. That was an important score for Sheffield for sure. This time Burns once again puts up the triple, not frightened of taking that outside shot. And timeout is going to come now. It's just been called by Coach Matt Newby. Hemsley, long range 2, doesn't go. Burns just gets a finger to it. So Brandon Anderson will get us back underway over the timeline. Anderson showing a few handles. Lamar Kimball. Lillard all over him. Time they go into Elijah Burns for the 2. Well, sometimes they go, sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Good. It's good that he's taken 2 outside shots, 1 inside shot. So obviously he's not frightened.
Bennett Cook, part of the baseline, goes to dunk it, just doesn't go, drops it in. And Wolves with a 16-point lead. Lillard now has just picked up his 3rd foul of the game. So, a bit of a headache again for a team of Lions. So, Jordan Ratinho
That's a frustration
checks
one
in.
as well.
And here comes. So, yeah, he'd called timeout, but obviously changed his mind. So
yeah, he changed his mind after Burns scored the little.
yeah, because he signalled it after the outside shot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Brandon Anderson is on the line once again, and Anderson 3 from 4 so far from the line tonight. Can he make that 5 from 6? With this shot, Worcester, plenty of fresh air for them right now. And you sense that if it stays like this, there could be a hairdryer coming out in the Sheffield locker room at half time. Anderson. 75 from the line so far tonight. Marsden hands off to Hemsley, to Cook. Campbell. Ratinho, it's another one from downtown. Sheffield shooting well from.
They are
shooting well from distance tonight.
Final 45 seconds of this first half. Williams.
Jordan Williams. Boutneck puts up the triple. Martin Boutneck, the captain. Second one of the night for him. Hemsley goes to Cook. And they're just trading buckets at the moment, slugging it out. Campbell, high off the glass. The 2-16 is the lead now for Wolves. Lamar Kimball, stop and go. Slices his way through the defence. What a shot from Lamar Kimball.
the repeat of Sunday's winner, wasn't it?
Well, that is the buzzer at the end of the second quarter here in Worcester, and it's the Worcester Wolves who lead the Sheffield Sharks 57 points to 39. Chris, pick the bones out of that one for us.
Well, first of all, I mean, if I was Sheffield, I'd be saying 57 points in a half.
Yeah.
And we got players on fouls and stuff like that. I'll be like going, well, what's going on, guys? That's where they're losing the game in their defence or lack of defence at the moment. From Wolves' point of view, is that 39 points. I was looking at it. I think it was a minute to go, and they were on sort of 27. So they've suddenly 12 points in a minute isn't great, but they were, as you said, trading baskets. So I think Wolves' biggest fear now is that it's the score is now is to keep them focused, keep on going, keep the scoring going. Don't change anything of what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't need to change anything offensively. It's almost like from Matt Newby's point of view in the change rooms. Don't say too much. Don't say too much to complicate it. Just say carry on what you're doing at the moment, don't think that it's a mental thing now. It's tweaking the offenses, but mentally stay switched on.
Yeah.
And if they stay switched on mentally, then this game's theirs, unless a different Sheffield team come out the locker room. It's almost like,
what's the size of the dryer?
Well, I think it's they haven't even gone in yet, as in the coach, and they're still deciding what to look at and stuff like that. But for me, it's glaringly obvious. 57 points in a half isn't great. So get back on the coach, get back off the coach, reset, start again.
Yeah.
That's the
cold shower and back out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
sure.
kind of the thing I'd be looking at. I mean, Hemsley with those threes is top scorer for them with 12, and then it goes down. Suddenly it's 8 and 7. Wolves have got 15, 11, 10. You know, and it's from 2 guards and a big man. So I think Mike Parks, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 rebounds. Jordan Williams, Anderson, who's top scorer, has got 3 rebounds. It's all there for Wolves. I think it's almost like you don't want the half to come for Wolves at the moment, where for Sheffield it can't come quick enough, so they can start thinking about what they've just allowed to happen.
Well, Worcester strung a 12-point run together in that first quarter, but one of the things I was going to mention was that, we talked about the bench points at the start of the game. When you looked at coming into this game, they were getting 32 off the bench. They've managed Worcester 20 so far to 12 for Sheffield. It's a complete role reversal tonight.
Exactly, but that's the thing. That from Wolves' point of view is that as long as that they allow the offense to keep on ticking over, if Sheffield don't change that, then they're going to be in trouble, because Wolves, all they need to do now is trade baskets.
Yeah.
With that lead, you just trade baskets.
Well,
it's up to Sheffield to make. For me, Sheffield have to make the change. Wolves just keep on doing what they're doing.
Well, Hole.
Yeah.
Hole, you lost me at Hole. That was absolute peach, I have to say. So, shout out to the sponsors here: University of Worcester, of course, G-Tech Universal Display, Aston's Coaches, Spirit Executive, Something Party, DC Base Limited, Broomhill Care, the Worcester Knee and Hip Clinic. How's your knee, Chris?
Good. I saw him last week.
Right, excellent. Yep. Splendid.
Still there.
It's still attached, which is great. And of course, Bar 23, who are the personal sponsors of the captain here at Worcester, Martin Boughtonlick. Now, make sure you keep up to date with all the latest news and developments with the Worcester Wolves, following them across all the social media networks: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc., etc., etc. And there is a sale in the Worcester Wolves online shop for the Wolves fans, I guess. But maybe some collectors out there, who knows. And they are doing a player edition offer on shirts, but you have to get your order in by 5 p.m. on Sunday if you want to order your player edition jersey. You've got a choice of the whole roster, so grab the jersey of your favourite player with their name and number and all the rest of it, and all the gongs and bells and whistles, and they will post that out to you, or possibly available to collect at the arena, but I'm sure those details will be online. Just head to www. Well, that's 4 W's, probably only use 3, worcesterwolves.org, and all the detail will, of course, be there. A few upcoming fixtures. It's obviously the only show in town tonight in terms of the BBL, but Worcester on Friday will be here to bring you the Surrey Scorchers game, and the tip-off in that one will be 7:30. That's been changed from 7 p.m, so it's 7:30 tip here on Friday. So we're going to take a short break for 5 minutes. It is 57:39, so whatever you do, stay right here. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second half in about 8 minutes' time. Welcome back to the University of Worcester Arena here in Worcester. We are 50 seconds away from, well, what could be a very, very intriguing second half. Worcester Wolves really against all the predictions on paper, winning 57-39 ahead at the break. Chris, your view on that really was kind of more of the same from Wolves, and it's Sheffield who probably be looking to change something up here.
Yeah, I was just looking down the stats, which you can see sort of on the right hand side, and the biggest one for me is assists. 17-5 in favour of Wolves. Wolves are looking after the basketball, playing team basketball, and whatever has been said in Sheffield's locker room, they're going to have to come out. They're not going to have to come out at the races and do anything in the first 4 or 5 minutes, but it's the intent they've got to come out with to change it up, the aggression, the responsibility, the team defense, all that sort of stuff has got to be stepped up and to change the game.
Well, we are back underway in the third quarter. BBL round 15 in the championship, and it's almost getting his pocket picked. Jordan Williams, he's going to work straight away. He drives hard to the hole. He's stripped away though. So Nichols comes into the quarter with a couple of fouls to T-Ball lines, just took him out for large parts of that first half. So Hemsley really switched on his shooting boots. Jordan Routinho drives inside, he's blocked, puts it up though, finds 2 off the window. Worcester avoiding the foul. And first blood in the second half for the Sheffield Sharks. Kimball now for Worcester. So Mika Elam. So Jordan Williams dumps it off to Boutnecht, and he is fouled. So will that be adjudged on the floor? He was certainly going towards the basket. No, he is going to go to the line to shoot 2.
He'll take it.
Yeah, he'll take it. It was probably quite marginal, if I'm honest, but I like to think I am. Occasionally.
Marginally what?
If you could see marginally what? If you could see the way he's looking at me, dear viewer, you'd understand. Anyway, been doing this too long. Martin Boutnecht. He sinks the second of those 2, so Worcester are up to 59. It's an 18-point lead for Wolves right now. Hemsley, Nichols. This time Bennett Cook drives hard inside, can't get it to go. Mike Parks is there. Not in my house, says Mike Parks. That rock is mine. That cross-court pass mistimed, and the sideline possession. So good movement from Wolves, came to nothing. So here comes Sharks again with Hemsley. Hemsley up to 12 in that first half. Late in that first half, again Mike Parks is there. Hemsley can't finish. Kimball for Wolves. Parks, Mika Elam. This time Parks drops down low, drops it in. Mike Parks. Great work from Mike Parks Jr. 12 points for him. So he has hit the double-double. In fact, he'd hit it just before half-time. He's on 10 points. 12 points and 10 boards, Mike Parks. Campbell for 3. No good. Mike Parks has it.
The thing is with Wolves, whenever they go for defensive rebounds, there's 3 of them there. There's two big men and a guard. They form that triangle to...
Boutnecht kicked it out to Kimball. Kimball is fouled at the elbow and he's going to go to the line. This is a tough night at the office for Sheffield at the moment.
Yeah.
21 is the lead, and Kimball will go to the line. So Lamar Kimball, first trip to the line for him in the game, and he has been shooting phenomenally well this season from the stripe. Having said which, I think that's the second time I've done that tonight. So Chris is going to talk you through this next free throw.
Get into the rhythm. There you go.
There we are. So, lesson learned. Oh dear. So, Hemsley now for Sheffield. Sheffield 21 is the lead. And foul is called, so first foul of the quarter. Third foul for Mika Elan.
Yeah.
Getting himself caught in a bit of bother. So Jordan Ratinho, stop and go. Beautiful dish down to Cook. Cook got his pocket picked, and this time it's Hemsley who is called for the foul. So Hemsley with his second foul of the game, third of the quarter.
Kimball just checked Cook, didn't he?
So Lamar Kimball, Martin Boutnecht. Worcester playing with real confidence at the moment. Mika Elan, Mike Parks, he's already in position. Williams has to put it into Parks. It's a 3-second violation, from Parks. Yeah, he knows it.
Yeah, they had a mismatch, and to be fair, the Sheffield player played that mismatch really, really well, and just made sure he kept in front of him so he didn't have an easy pass. And for once, they played some help defence with Cook behind him, just making sure that they couldn't throw the ball into him easily.
So Nichols now at the top. He hands off to Hemsley. Hemsley running away with that leaderboard for Sheffield so far. Cook spins. This time, soft touch around the rim, finds it. 19. The lead now. Right, Parks again drops in off the pick and roll. This time Nichols. Yeah, it came off Nichols. Parks just had the presence of mind to
not try and grab it. He
was the wrong side of the basket. So Wolves have 13 seconds on this inbound ball. Campbell picks it out. Good hands from Yonde Campbell. Or Jody Campbell, I should say. Williams. Boutnecht, he switches to the top.
Got to be a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah, Campbell drives inside, he puts it up half the window, doesn't go. Parks just can't hang on to it. This time it's Campbell to Hemsley. Kicks it out to Nichols. He thought about the three. Nichols opts to drive inside. He goes route one off the window. Possibly should have put that three up from the corner. He had a good look. And Anderson now for Worcester. Worcester again, get out of jail. Mike Parks just again the wrong side of the ball. Hemsley, Martinho can't get it to go. Nichols picks up the long rebound, 14 reset, 10 on the shot clock. Hemsley, stop and go. Boutnecht just gets a hand to it. Foul on the floor, and Martin Boutnecht with that, just his first foul of the game. It's one of those 50-50 moves, isn't it? You're going to get called for the reach, maybe. And,
this is where Wolves have the ability now to pick and choose and not play lazy defence, but just make sure that they can take that sort of gamble.
Well, Elijah Burns has checked back in for Mike Parks. Cook. Rob Marsden has checked into the game, bundles his way to the bucket. Marsden, good work right at the end of the shot clock. And Rob Marsden. So slowly but surely, Sharks chipping away at the lead. That behind the back pass. We saw that one on Sunday afternoon. Martin Boutnecht puts up the triple. Martin Boutnecht buries it from deep. With 4:43 to play in the third quarter. Worcester keep the lead out to 20. Marsden. Bennett Cook now, he's going to work. Jordan Williams This time they go to Marsden. Now Marsden driving the baseline. Elijah Cook is all over him. Hand in his face. Good work from Elijah Burns. Anderson goes to Williams. Martin Boutneck just dishes it to Burns. Burns just couldn't get to the ball quick enough. And
yeah, that's just a.
Yeah, unsurprisingly,
I think Matt's going to say, guys, look, we don't need to be doing these no-look passes and stuff like that. We just keep it as simple, especially when you got Burns on the court. Because yeah, you can sort of say, well, we'll just play basketball and be sort of spread the floor, read and react, and that sort of stuff. But no. You run set plays. When the score's like this, you run your sets and you score from your sets. The sets got you into this. The set plays that they ran in the first half and where you got to from this, and you don't want to deviate from that whatsoever, unless the defense make you do that. Yeah. And at the moment, I can't see. Sheffield have shown some glimmer of stepping up on the defense, but not enough for Wolves to have to change anything. They need to go down the court, call their plays, run their sets, and run their sets properly. And then people like Burns will know the X's and the O's of where to go.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's an interesting one. The Wolves are just basically washing the stats at the moment. It's an absolute rinse cycle on that side of the stat sheet. 62 from the field, plays 45. There's a story right there.
Exactly. The only thing that you'd look at from a Wolves' point of view, but Sheffield's are as bad, is your free throws in the 60s.
Yeah, 9 from 13 for Wolves, 5 from 8 for Sheffield. Now Ratinho's in the corner for 3. Can't get it to go. Williams, height off the defensive board. Plucks it down, Lamar Kimball, Anderson, and he gets his pocket pick. They hang on to it. Live to breathe another day. 11 on the shot clock. Martin Boutneck just glances up. Lamar Kimball, he's double teamed. And he gets his pocket pick. Lillard, this time he drives inside. Lillard puts it up, reverses it. Off the glass. Good work. Gets the lead back down to 18. 3:21 to play. 3 team fouls for Sheffield. 2 for Wolves so far in the quarter. Hensley doing a great job on Kimball. He goes to Williams. Williams inside to Elijah Burns. Burns, this time he kicks it out to Williams. Fakes the 3. Goes hard to the hole. And he is called for an offensive foul. So second foul of the game for Jordan Williams, 3rd foul of the quarter. And I think Ramsdale Owen is checking in now for Lamar Kimball. So nothing too much really other than Mika Elan to give any cause of concern really for coach Matt Newby. Jordan Ratinho, Bennett Cook. Marsden, Ratinho drives inside hard to the bucket, can't get it to go once again. Hemsley is there to pick up the afters. Good work from Hemsley tonight. 14 personal now from him. He's got 3 boards to add to his particular stat line tonight. Martin Boutneck goes a long way around, dumps it off to Jordan Williams. Williams can't hold on to it. Elijah Burns off the glass. 3rd time of asking was to find the points. The lead is 18. Rob Marsden. Lillard muscled out of it. Martin Boutneck. And saying it came off his leg. So Jordan Williams takes a breather, and Elijah Burns and Mike Parks. That looked like quite a nice link up in the start of the quarter. Lewis for Sheffield. Lillard, he stops, he drives hard to the bucket. Elijah Burns says no. Marsden goes hard to the hole, and shot clock violation. Good defense from Worcester once again. They've turned it over. And the lead stuck at 18. Lamar Kimball checks back in for Martin Boutnet. Wolves managing it well, and so often the quarter when you can bury a result. Brandon Anderson has played 21 minutes, big minutes from him tonight. Anderson and Kimball, 25 from Kimball so far in the game. And Mike Parks doesn't get it to go. So, here come the shots again. Mark Tuck, who's checked in for Cook. Coutinho can't get it to go. Ramsdale Owen collects the loose ball. Kimball through traffic, and it's good. Lewis dances around the perimeter, tries hard inside. Lewis too much on that. Mike Tuck couldn't hold on to it this time. Lewis, second chance, no good. And that is going to be a Wolves ball. Yeah, came off Jordan Coutinho. And it's a Wolves ball. Mike Tuck, I think, had other ideas.
No. I think it looked to me as if it was going to be a Sharks ball all day long.
Jordan Burns drops it off the pick and roll. Anderson, he's got to get the shot away. Ramsdale Owen gets it up right at the end of the shot clock, but 27.6 seconds on the game clock. So 3.6 second differential. So they look to take a bit of air out of this now. Lillard driving hard to the bucket, no basket. Offensive foul again against Lillard, so Lillard on 4 fouls.
Yeah. And he's arguing with the ref, which isn't going to help.
So Lillard checks out, and Hamsley is back in.
Anderson.
14 for Hamsley so far in the game. Brandon Anderson right at the death on the shot clock. Drives hard to the bucket.
Wow.
And timeout called.
Wow.
No surprises there.
Yeah, exactly. and you look at it and you go 49 points at the quarter.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's getting even better for Wolves from a defensive point of view. I thought I was going to say it sort of halfway through the that third quarter, sort of saying to myself, you know, realistically, is that if Wolves can keep them below 50, and I was thinking, no, I don't want to say anything just in case they sort of leak 15 points real quick. But Sheffield just have not come with anything. There's been glimpses of a little bit of defensive fight and stuff like that. I mean, Lillard's on 4, but the rest of them are just I don't know whether it's like, well, we'll get this Wednesday night game out. We've decided that we're going to give this one up and move on to the next scalp sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah. It's almost like and I don't want to take it away from Wolves because Wolves are playing well. You know, and they kind of got back to what they were doing and running some offences and stuff like that. But just Sheffield just do not seem to have an answer to what's going on out there tonight.
Well, as it currently stands, Worcester with a 22-point advantage. And as we zero everything off at the start of the fourth quarter, it's a big mountain to climb now for the Sheffield Sharks. As we head down the stretch in this game, let's see what they can pull out of the bag. Nick Lewis.
Playing zone. Wolves are playing that.
Lewis straight away, forced to shoot over the top of it, and jump ball, and Wolves have the arrow. So Wolves have it. Ramsdale Owen, Brandon Anderson. Mr. Kimball. Wolves bagging 14 in that third quarter. So Kimball puts it up right at the end of the shot clock. He hits the dagger three. Lamar Kimball.
That was with a big man in front of him as well.
He's come to play, for sure. Wow, what a start to the fourth quarter. Hemsley this time drives hard to the bucket, doesn't go. Mike Potts Jr. plucks it off the ironwork. Brandon Anderson now. Anderson, he kicks it out to Ramsdale Owen. Ramsdale Owen puts it high off the glass, and he gets himself another mark on the score sheet.
Coach has been ejected.
So Atiba Lyons is heading to the locker room. So, oh dear. So the game is paused, and Atiba Lyons has to leave the arena. Well, I think here at the Worcester Arena, I can only think of 2 other occasions that's happened in the last, I don't know how many seasons. And I think the last time was Tony Garbaletto for a double technical. I seem to remember when the all-time BBL record score was the quadruple overtime, if you remember.
Yes.
And Dean Blake had to step in because Tony Garbaletto exploded like...
yeah, he did, didn't he?
He did his fruit.
Yeah.
As, well, I did speak to him after the game. He didn't seem too upset about it.
No.
He saw the score.
He planned it.
He planned it. So it was all part of the plan. So, what is this going to do to the complexion of this game, Chris?
I don't think it's going to do anything, to be fair. I think it just typifies what's gone on tonight. You know, I understand his frustration. I mean, the Sheffield players are driving to the basket, and their Wolves are either got really, really good hands, or the referees aren't seeing something that the Sheffield players are expecting. But it's always the same, is that if you say to a player, if a player's not getting a call, then do something different, because it's not going to work. If they're not going to call it once, twice, 3 times, they're not going to call it a 4th time for you.
Yeah.
So therefore you have to adjust, and it's always it's the same sort of thing. Is that when you're playing defense, if you keep on get called for a certain type of foul, you change the way you play. You change the way you defend, and obviously at the moment Sheffield haven't done that tonight.
Well, it was a similar situation for Wolves on Sunday, of course, after that double technical, which is what ultimately pushed Wolves out against Leicester to that 12-point advantage. But Brandon Anderson, I think, on the line then as well. Cool as ice, Brandon Anderson. So Wolves will retain possession of the basketball. 8:49 to go in the fourth quarter.
No, they won't. It was the thing was, it was a Wolves score, and Sheffield had possession.
Of course.
So, and that's when the technical came.
So it'll be Hemsley to get us back underway. So Lewis, he pulls up for 3. Lewis, cometh the hour. Important score that for Sheffield for sure.
Yeah.
So it's one of those do it for the coach moments for them.
Well, it's more the fact is they've gone zone as well to change things up, just to see whether Wolves can cope with it.
Well, Williams gets his pocket picked by Mike Tuck, and another triple. This time it doesn't go. Lamar Kimball and Marsden with the foul. So Rob Marsden, first foul of the game for him, first of the quarter for the Sheffield Sharks. He will check out now. And Anton Lillard will check back into the game. So the clock inching down here in Worcester. Brandon Anderson. He goes to the captain. Not Boutnick, Jordan Williams. Anderson. That was a beautiful dish. Mike Parks Jr. says that bucket is mine. So Wolves up to a 28-point lead right now. Lewis, it's a mountain to climb for Sheffield. Kipper Nichols claws back a couple. And it's a steep old hill they've got to climb now. Anderson, when he thought about it, gives it to Kimball. No good. Hemsley gets his pocket picked. Great work from Martin Boutnick. He gets it to Jordan Williams. Williams dishes to Boutnick. Cross court. Anderson, he's way downtown. No good. So here come the Sharks again. Nichols. Lillard spins off the window. Good work from Antoine Lillard. So now, Boutnick, Anderson, Williams, Kimball. Wolves just taking their time now. Take as much air out of the ball on every offense as possible.
Yeah, but still be positive though. Still be aggressive on the sets.
Jordan Williams, mid-range 2 jumper right at the end of the shot clock's out of bounds, and yeah, Mike Parks Jr. couldn't hold on to it, so Tuck. Bounce from the end line, and so Mike Parks steps out for Elijah Burns, and Nick Lewis checks out of the game for Jade Campbell. And Cook checks in for Mike Tuck. Lillard double team on. Boutnick gets a finger to it. It's almost stripped away. They get the ball back again. Hemsley is dancing around, looking for the open look. 6 on the shot clock, puts it up. Great work from Hemsley. And technical foul. Goodness me, it is all going wrong here for Sheffield. So Lillard has fouled out of the game.
He's now been ejected.
And he has now been ejected from the game. So, so let's. You may have picked an expletive up there, folks, but sorry about that. So 6:04, and once again, it's Brandon Anderson on the line. Since the first conference happening now with the Sharks. Yeah, and it's a tough watch for Sharks fans right now, I think. Wolves 23 is the lead, so Anderson with a chance to make it 24. Brandon Anderson. Drains the second. So goes again for another one. 82 plays 58 and still 6:04 to go. Sharks 2 team fouls in this quarter. So it is truly a mountain to climb, and their heads are down. The body language really says it all, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure why there were 3 taking that. I'm guessing.
Well, Kimball checks out. Mika Reland is back in. So we'll answers on a postcard about the 3 shots, Chris, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to
straight inside to Elan. Elan can't finish though, and here come the Sharks again. Hemsley, Ratinho, he can't get it to go. So Jordan Williams, Worcester really with an opportunity to bury this game now inside the last 6 minutes of the game. Elan, Boutnick. Goes into Burns. Burns, great work from him. Just drops it in off the window. Picks it out from that double team. So Worcester's lead now. Just nothing going for Sheffield tonight. Nichols, however, gets his hand into that passing lane. He picks it off now. Nichols, little Eurostep, drives inside, high off the glass. Good work from him. 25 the lead now for Wolves. Inside the last 5 minutes of the game. Here come Wolves again. Jordan Williams, Mika Elan, and kick ball off Campbell. So that puts 14 on the shot clock. Daniel Johnson-Thompson checks into the game. And, Johnson-Thompson literally just back from that injury down at the Surrey Sports Park. A couple of months ago now, Boutneck was cross court to Elan. Elan's got time to set and he buries it. Mika Elan hits the triple. 28 now, the lead for Worcester. 4:20 to play. Lewis, Cook was looking for it. They go to Ratinho at the top for three, no good. Johnson-Thompson has it. So, Elan, he calls the play. He hands off to Boutneck. Boutneck dumps it to Johnson-Thompson. Johnson-Thompson misses everything with the floater. Little baby hook. Hemsley is fouled, and that's going to be on Daniel Johnson-Thompson. So, and, Elijah Burns only picking up one so far in this game. The new signing. So Hemsley on the line for Sheffield. Doesn't go. 28 is the lead right now. 3:46 to play. After these free throws, he buries that one. So cuts it down by one. Anderson for Worcester. Anderson, great ball movement. Burns from deep. Can't get it to drop. Jordan Ratinho puts it high off the window. Oh, Sharks suddenly finding a bit of rhythm. Boutneck to Burns. Anderson, well, he just gets it off the foot of Cook. And this time Hemsley is going to go to the line for the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, Wolves are trying to force it a little bit and pick some rolls and put it through people's legs instead of just playing the percentage basketball to see the game through. I'm sure it is almost done, but Sheffield are showing some grit, and we're not going to lie down. And it's a 40-minute game. Not,
absolutely, and Wolves leaking a few points. And Sheffield not without their challengers tonight, that's for sure. Anderson, Elan, trying to weave it inside to Burns, but they go to Anderson this time. It's Elan who sets for three. Mika Elan this time, no good. Lewis. It's so third of the quarter. 22 is the lead. And so subs now. Nathan Ramsdale Owen check in. And Lamar Kimball and Anderson and Martin Boutneck, the captain, will check out. Meantime, Mika Elan, he's got 14 on the shot clock coming in. So high to Elijah Burns. Johnson Thompson, Elan puts up the triple again, this time no good. Ratinho is there to collect it. Kipper Nichols for the triple from the corner. Sharks ain't going anywhere, they just keep chipping away at that score. Lamar Kimball. Burns hands it off to Ramsdale Owen. Johnson Thompson. So Elan 6 on the shot clock here. Need to get the shot away. Elan, he goes all the way around. Cook rejects it. And it's going to be a Wolves ball from the end line. 2 seconds on the inbound pass. So goes to Burns. Burns just can't finish. Just rolls off the rim. With the lead at 20 and the clock at 1:45, you think this goose is probably cooked right now. Burns plucks it off the ironwork.
Very good.
Mika Elan puts up the triple again. Oh my goodness me, it was nearly a Hole moment there, Chris.
No.
So
almost like, is Elan the only one who can shoot from there?
Baldwin and Montgomery check in. So Cook and Campbell sit down. Tola Akiki now has checked in. For Worcester, Parron Rackley. Now Nichols. So chance to get the run out for the bench. This time Lewis puts up the triple. Again, it doesn't go. Johnson Thompson has it. In fact, he doesn't have it. Ratinho collected it. And referees are just going to discuss what's happened there. 1:02, so a chance for these guys to get themselves onto the score sheet. Bit of time. Lewis just goes under and finds the points. 18 the lead now for Worcester inside the last minute of the game. Stolen away, Nichols flushes it down for Sheffield. Elan. Lewis not giving up. Tola Akiki stepped out of bounds. So turnover ball, Sheffield Sharks. And your summation of the game, Chris, overall.
Wolves just dominated it, and Sheffield never sort of got out of a second. So just couldn't get the gears going, sort of thing. And then, sort of the third quarter, the frustrations kicked in, and as they say, the rest is history.
Well, Baldwin on the line now for Sheffield, and they've cut the lead down. He can't connect with that one. 16 as it stands. If you can cut it down to 15, and that'll be Wolves' possession. Shot clock will be turned off. 23.9. He doesn't get it to go. So Parron Rackley collects it off the ironwork. Mika Elan can Wolves find another score. They're certainly looking for it. Mika Elan, 11 seconds. Parron Rackley can't get his hand to it, so out of bounds, and it'll be a Sheffield ball with 9.5 seconds. If he did get a hand to it. So, Tola Akiki will inbounds. And goes into Elan, 8.6 seconds to play. Well, Mika Elan looks like he's not done. Parron Rackley can't get himself on the scoreboard. Neither can Tola Akiki, much to his disappointment. And there it is, Worcester Wolves taking their second win on the bounce here. 88 points to 72, taking down the Sheffield Sharks. We'll be back here on Friday, 7:30 tip here for the Worcester Wolves versus the Surrey Scorchers. Chris, thanks for all your input. And from me, Juliana Moe, my very good friend, Chris.